Good night, good night, good night. Gonna be going over my weekly outlook. Just basically what I'm expecting in the market. I already scanned the market, so I basically have a few setups I'm gonna keep my eye on. Right now we're looking at ACAD. I see the strong area of resistance where price was trying to break it and failed. So right now we got about equal highs. This resistance here is pretty strong. The market gap down, so I am looking for this to actually do a pullback. Let's try to capitalize on these 75 pips. So I anticipate this dropping this week. Definitely want to see more candles form before we actually hop in a trade. No confirmation, no setup. No confirmation, no trade. And then I keep an eye on AUDCHF. I noticed that this trend line was broken. We had some touches over here on the trend line, and then we found support here. Price is basically consolidating. Previous resistance turned to support, so I'm anticipating this going and creating a new high. I'm going to ride it all the way up to my zone for a possible 240 pips, but I want to see more confirmation before we actually pull the trigger on this. Maybe a buy stop above. This had a gap as well, so maybe a buy stop up here, and we probably could catch these wicks up here. Probably when it activates in the buy stop, and then we shoot for about 200 pips. But we want to see how price react to this area first before we hop in. AJ, I have a buy stop set up on it. I see the price was struggling. Found support here. See if we go back in the past some more. All right, strong resistance area, strong resistance. We're looking for price to find support here again for the buy stop. And we could catch price all the way up to the previous high right here for about, say from the buy stop, probably about 180 pips this week. I'm going to keep my eye on that. We don't try to predict the market, we just react to it. So we could wait if price decides to break this level. We're going to wait on a retest. Once we get that, then we'll ride it down to this zone here. So it's just a matter of reacting to what the market does. Hopefully it doesn't activate our buy stop and then hit our stop loss. But for right now, once price continues to close above this zone, we're looking for a buy to ride up to the previous high. AN, kind of was watching this last week. A previous support level. Price broke it. We're waiting on a retest to get in here and ride it back down, or we wait to see if price breaks the level, retest as support, and then we ride up to the next zone. So we're just trading zone to zone. The market is in an uptrend, but I can see price coming back down to this level here before making another push to the upside. So I want to see how price react around this zone before we pull the trigger. Alright, so AU, strong resistance level. We can see the price tried to break this level multiple times. We actually have 3 touches on this trend line. I want to see how if price approaches this trend line again. I want to see if we could possibly get in here. That way we can get more pips. But half of the candle, we can do a sell limit here, or we can go ahead with the sell stop below this candle. So either a sell limit, or sell stop. But because the market opened with a gap, you see this candle close here, and this one open here. That's how I know it was a gap. So I just wanna see more candles form. So I probably wouldn't trade this until probably tomorrow when a few more candles print, and it'll give us a clear indication as to what's going on. But ultimately, I am looking for this to drop. Strong resistance, and then we could possibly see price drop. I would get out of this zone though. So ECAD, market's been trending up. It did a major pullback. Price went above the zone. You see we got touches on this trend line here on the downtrend. Got some touches on the downtrend, as well as we got touches for the uptrend. And so we saw price move, broke this trend line, came back, retested it. Price went up, came back down. X marks the spot. We got some support here. Price broke the zone, came back down. Lots of wicks in this area here. Unfortunately, we missed this entry last week, so I want to see price come back, possibly back to the trend line, and for us to get a better entry over here. Probably over here. Let's just go at this support level here and ride it up for 140 pips. I want to see price come back down first so we can get a better entry. That way we can have a tight stop loss. All right, so I'm keeping my eye on ECAN as well. EJ, I have a buy stop on this already because I saw price approach the zone, found support. We got an engulfing candle here. Normally, I would have set a buy limit on the body of the candle that got engulfed, and so this here would have actually triggered my trade. We would have been in profit already, and we've been lucky to take it. This is how I trade my double bottom engulfing candle. As the first touch, price came back down. We now have two touches on the trend line. And so I have a buy stop here. To ride it all the way up. I mean, not a buy stop, a buy limit. Oh, I have a buy stop here. So once price activates the trade, we expect it to keep going. We will get out here 132 pips. This is just this week. And then we will reassess later on in the week should price make this move. Alright, so that's EJ, looking for EJ to go into a buy this week. We got GCAD, we have a few touches on this trend line. 1, 2, 3. 3 is enough. We see the price playing around it here. I want to see how price close in the next hour, but I do have a buy stop because price has been making this upward move, and in this pullback here, price is back on the trend line. Just in case the market comes and leaves a wick to give us more confirmation, I have a buy limit down here at this resistance area, just in case the trade activates or doesn't activate, but it wants to go down. At least it will minimize our drawdown should the buy limit activate. So we're looking for the buy limit to activate or the buy stop, which either one. Buy limit because we expect the price to drop before going up, or price just decides to continue to go up. So I'm just reacting to the market, not really trying to predict it. And our last target TP3 is at this support level here. And just put a line on it. You guys can see it's a pretty strong area. We got support, resistance, more support, more resistance. So that would be my target for now. And then when price gets in this area, then we'll reassess. But definitely we'll be just waiting on a break and a retest to finish buy it up to the rest of the zone. But for now, we want to see how this candle closes and then set our buy stop. Probably wait for another candle. No high impact news tonight. First thing tomorrow, 10 o'clock, not first thing, but 10 o'clock tomorrow, we have news coming out, but not for the Great Britain pound nor the Canadian dollar. All right, so right now as it stands, just waiting on price to actually get to this buy stop to activate or the buy limit. So that's GCAD. GJ, I noticed the price just been consolidating on this area, on this zone. I draw this consolidation box. I drew this consolidation box because price just was playing around. We had a breakout. Price didn't come back to retest it, but now we have two touches on the trend line off of the zone. So price could potentially be showing us that it wants to go down. Boom, boom. But I want to get in on the body of this support. So I have a sell limit set up to ride it down, and this should be about 150 pips, I believe it is. Yeah, about 150 pips. All right, but I want to see price come to this area first to activate our trade. So that's GJ, looking for GJ to drop this week, but that's solely dependent on if price finds resistance here or struggles to break this level, previous support level. GN, GN opened with a gap as well. When we look back in the past, we can see this strong support. So after this support level, price rose. After price found support here, it rose about 1,200 pips. And so pretty much a strong area. You see the resistance, support, more resistance, more support. So I like this area, more resistance. So I like this area where price is right now. But I want to set a buy stop a few pips above the current candle. I actually want to see where it's closed first, because I do see the support level here. I just want to see how price react here before we actually set the buy stop. No doubt that should this close a bullish candle near this area, I expect to continue going up. So I also have this as a buy for this week. Then we got GU. So we're looking at this zone and see how strong the zone is. You see support, 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 support. We got a little bit of resistance here. We go back into the past, more resistance, more support, more support. So it's a more resistance. So it's a pretty strong area. I actually have 3 touches on this trend line. We got 1, 2, 3. Late last week, I saw this happening. I wanted price to get out, but by the time I saw it, it's like, okay, the market is about to close. I don't want to get in now. I want to see where the market opens. And so I have a sell limit set up here at the open of this candle. And then I have a sell stop down here to ride it down. So should the sell stop activate, that would be about 75 pips. But I really want the limit to activate, but it's for 115 pips. But no telling what the market is going to do. We just react to it. So GN, NZD, JPY, NJ. We see the price broke this zone, came back down, gave us a retest, a double bottom, 2 touches on the trend line. This is a double bottom for me, how I trade it. Gives me 2 touches on the trend line. And so I have a buy stop set up here to TP1, TP2, and then ultimately TP3. This one may take a little bit longer to actually happen, but I feel confident enough to take the setup because price broke the zone, gave us a retest, and we can look for price to go in upward direction for NZD, JPY. US 30, I am not going to trade it. I just mark up because I love that it respects structure. And just watching this, I saw this resistance area. Price found support here, and it looked like it's struggling to break this area. It just looks like it's struggling to break it. And so if price can't go down, we expect it to go up. So you can set a buy stop here, ride it all the way up, TP1, TP2, or TP3 at this resistance level here. All right, I use my TPs, my take profit, my targets as previous support or resistance levels. If you look back along all of my TPs, you can see that there's resistance or support. USD JPY, I don't actually have a setup on this, but it's just what I'm anticipating because I see the support in the past as well as this touch here. I can expect price to come back here to do another pullback. Right now, the market is basically giving me a double bottom. So I am expecting it to pull back up to at least this previous support level. And from where price is right now, will probably be about 85 pips, but I don't have any confirmation on this or anything close to it. I just noticed the support level. When we look at it, that's all I'm really seeing. But I think that is about it. So just to recap, I'm looking for a sell on ACAD. Looking for a sell on ACAD. These aren't traded, it's just what I'm expecting this week. We're looking for a buy on AUD CHF. AJ, I don't really have anything confirmed, but I want to see how price react again. That continue to drop and then give us a retest. So I'm just going to leave this one as neutral, even though I have buy stop here. I just want to leave this one neutral. EN as well, we're going to leave neutral, but I am looking for this to find resistance and drop. So let's just call it. Let's just call it a sell. We're still waiting on our confirmation, but I anticipated to drop this week. AU, call AU a sell. ECAD a buy. EJ a buy. GCAD a buy. GJ a sell. GN a buy. GU a sell. NZEJPY a buy. US30 a buy. I know I'm not gonna count this one in it because I don't normally treat it at all. I just, like I said, I just like the market structure, so I'm not gonna count this. UJ, I'm gonna count this one as a buy, even though I don't have it in my plan because it doesn't meet my requirements. But support, I am expecting at least a pullback here should the market decide to keep dropping. So this 75 pip move is good enough for me. All right. So thank you guys. Have a good night.